Okay, C4, find measures of special angles. This lesson is not going to be near as bad as C3. C3 is going to be the hardest one of Unit C. Okay, basically you can tell that because I named C1 half day, C2 half day, C4 half day, C5 half day, which means that it shouldn't take you all that long to get those done. C3 is going to take quite a bit of time, but C4 and 5, we're going to make it work. Okay, so the measure of an angle is 92 degrees. What is the measure of the supplementary angle? Supplementary means 180. So there's two angles that add up to be 180, and one of them is 92 degrees. What would we do to find the other one? We would subtract 180 minus 92 is 88. 88 would be your answer. Okay. Find the measure of the measure of an angle is 45 degrees. What is the measure of the complementary angle? Complementary is 90 degrees. So if I know that two angles add up to be 90 degrees and one of them is 45, I'm wanting to know the other angle. So 90 minus 45 is 45. What is the value of P? Here's P. This angle is 120, and we want to know this angle. This whole thing is a straight line, and in a straight line, that would be 180 degrees. So 120 and P would add up to be 180. So what would we do to find P? That's right. We would subtract. Same exact on this one. This angle is 150. This angle we don't know. But we do know it makes a straight line, which is 180 degrees. So 180 minus 150 is 30. Okay. Whenever you see this red right here, and then this says 78.3, that means that from here to here is 78.3 degrees. This angle is 47.8, and we want to know this angle. So if we have two angles that make up 78.3, and we want to know how big one of those angles are, basically if you have the bigger one, you're going to subtract the smaller one. That would be 13. That would be 7. 30.5. We want V, this line, and this line that makes up V also makes up this angle. And this angle and this angle are vertical angles. So if we would be able to take this line out, then all the yellow would be the same. So if this is 25 and this is 36, then I know how much this is because I would add them. So this angle is 61. If this angle is 61, then this angle is 61 because of vertical angles. So 61 would be our answer. You see this little red square right here? A red box always means 90 degrees or a right angle. So I know all of this is 90. If all of this is 90, then all of this is 90, because they are vertical angles. So I know that this is 90 degrees also. If I know that this whole thing is 90 and part of it is 56, I would subtract them and get 34. That means this angle right here is 34. Now I'm going to try to erase everything except for that 34. There we go. I'm getting better at it. Okay, let's go back to the 34. So if this angle is 34, then G is 34 because they are vertical angles. Let me do that one another way. Let's erase everything. And basically start with what we just ended with. These two angles are vertical angles. So if this is 56, then that's 56. Okay? So I'm going to erase part of that, or all of it. So this one right here is 56. We want this one. And inside here was a little red box that says that these two add up to be 90 degrees. So if I'm looking for this one, again, we would subtract and get 34. Hug. The measure of an angle is 2 times the measure of a supplementary angle. What is the measure of each angle? Okay. Now, side note. If you know one angle and you were ever asked to find its supplement, what would you do? You would take 180 and subtract the angle that you know. That actually gives you 2 angles. That gives you your original angle and it gives you the supplementary angle. Okay? So I'm going to do, these are word problems. You got this. We can do it. The measure of an angle, so angle, is, in math, the word is means equal to 2 times. So we're going to do 2 times the measure of the supplementary angle. This one is the supplementary angle because that's why I said it to begin with. So we would do 180 minus A. Now we're going to have to do a little bit of math. I know it's been a while. We're going to bring this A down. We're going to put a 1 in front of it. We're going to distribute this. 2 times 180 is 360. 2 times negative A is negative 2A. This has an A, and this has an A. So I'm going to bring this over here. How am I going to do that? I'm going to add it. And get 3A equals 360. We're going to divide by 3. So our original angle is 120 because 360 divided by 3 is 120. So 120 is going to go in one of those boxes. It doesn't matter which one. But now I know that this A is 120. Then I could put 120 in this A to get my other angle. And 180 minus 120 is 60. So 120 and 60 would be my 2 answers. Last one. The measure of an angle is 14 times the measure of a complementary angle. What is the measure of each angle? Okay. So here's the I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know why I do that. So here's the side note for complementary angles. If your, I don't know why it's doing that. If your first angle is A, how do we find a complementary angle? We take 90 and then subtract A. So those are the two things I'm going to use to be able to figure out this word problem. The measure of an angle is, so our angle is 14 times the measure of the complementary angle. This is the complementary angle because that's what I said earlier. What is the measure of each angle? So we have 1A equals, I must distribute 14 times 90 is 1260. And then 14 times negative A is negative 14A. We're going to move this A over with this A. We're going to add 14A and get 15A. We're going to divide by 15. Not going to lie, I have no idea what that is. So I'm going to grab my calculator and do 1260 divided by 15 is 84. So our first A is 84. If this is our first A, then I'm going to put that into the second A and do this work. And 90 minus 84 is 6. All right. That's it for C4.